Hi, I'm Clint Winters. If you were to look me up on IMDb, I'd be known for Tyler Perry's The Haves and Have-Nots. I'd be known for Your Worst Nightmare, which is on Investigation Discovery. I'm known for a co-starring role on Star, which airs on Fox, as well as a co-starring role on Dynasty and a variety of independent projects I've done here in Atlanta. Theatrical acting for me started after I had finished some commercial acting. So I actually did 2 years of on-screen 30-minute infomercials. So I was very comfortable in front of a camera. I was comfortable with improv, kind of working on my feet. But I really wanted more of a challenge from the theatrical side, dramatic acting. And I realized that in order to really take a run at the industry and to achieve what I wanted to achieve, I needed training first, real professional training. And you guys are clearly highly recommended. And just from the moment I walked in here, I really enjoyed the atmosphere. I enjoyed what I learned. And you literally helped me get my agent. You helped me book my first roles. So there's tons of fond memories just within these walls because of how great the school is. And honestly, I owe my career, the start of my career, to this place and to the work that goes into cultivating young actors.
And what's this place?
The actor scene. So I'm with Barbara Garvey and East Coast Talent. And it's kind of funny, the way that contact came about initially was I worked on a short film, my very first short film, and one of the actors on that film was with East Coast Talent. And they told me how they submitted. So I went through the submission process, I submitted, and Barbara sent me what's a famous monologue that she has every new potential client do. And that was actually my first session, Act the Actor Scene, was going through that monologue and taping that for Barbara. In fact, I taped it literally right here in this room where I sit now. That was my first bit of real acting that I submitted anywhere, was that monologue right here where I sit. So this room has a lot of sentimental value because of that. You know, nutrition and diet obviously are something that's it's very important to me, but it's important to a lot of actors overall because we're constantly being judged by how we look and how we appear on camera and just how we appear to the outside world. Um, Now, the tough part is it's very tough to maintain that lifestyle when you're working crazy hours. A lot of times the food on set isn't going to be what your diet should be. It's kind of faster type food. It's not the healthiest. So the biggest tip I have is simply planning. You know that you are going to be in that environment with poor food choices. So like for me, I bring my own food. I look at the schedule. I know what I'm getting into ahead time. So I know that I'm not going to have access to everything I need to. So I bring it with me. I make sure that the meals are ready for when I need to eat, not necessarily even when they call for lunch on set. So it's preparation beforehand, so you're not stuck in a scenario where you're so hungry you end up eating whatever's available because that can throw you off very, very quickly. Now, exercise is kind of the same thing. It honestly just takes dedication. So there's been many times where I've had to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to do my workout because I have a 6 a.m. call time. And it's just a dedication to get it done. But you have to think about if you get those workout sessions done and you put in that extra time, are you putting in more than the person you're potentially going up for a role? Now, does every role require that you have huge arms or muscular? No. But it's just that mental edge you get knowing that you're doing things that are going to propel you to another level that other people aren't doing. And that mental edge is sometimes all you need to secure those roles because you walk in with a certain confidence. The casting director knows that you're the right person for that role.
So if I ask you, like, what's an example of a meal or a snack thing that you would bring to set?
So for me, my body doesn't respond well to carbohydrates. So for me personally, I stay away from carbs, which most movie sets are high carbs, meaning there's just lots of chips and candies and things like that. So I look for lean proteins, salads. That's what I bring with me. Something that I can prepare before, bring it with me cold, and eat it when I need to eat it. And lean proteins are absolutely fantastic for that. They have fat that keeps you satiated, which means that you feel full, you have great mental energy, you can power through your day, and you don't have to worry about eating the stuff that's not good for you. I wish there was some sort of easy trick or answer to it. It's persistence. It's for me. I try to make posts that either inspire or are humorous or actually mean something other than just the standard pictures that everyone posts. What I've also done is I've looked at other very, very big social media accounts and tried to absorb what it is that they do, what it is that they post that people like and people want to follow. I think it's a little bit easier as an actor just because people are enamored with entertainment. They're enamored with what goes into making movies, what goes into making TV shows, and what different sets you're on. So I try to use those types of photos, but bring it back to either the meaning of whatever it is I'm working on at the time, or the work that went into a certain role, or how grateful I am for the opportunities to be on certain big sets that I've worked on, to let people know that this was a dream of mine a year ago, and now it's reality. Now I'm in a trailer. Now I'm working with people that I idolized when I was younger. So I can be anybody. I just put in hard work in order to achieve that. And I think when you inspire through your social media posts, it allows people to want to follow you because they want to see and hear what you do next. So really the biggest key is just be likable. If they like you as a person, like The Rock, that's, in my opinion, that's how he's gotten such a huge following. It's not because of his celebrity or the jets or all these different things. It's because he's a nice guy, and you can feel that through his posts, and he's grateful for where he's at. And I think that's when people want to get behind you and support you. And that's I wish there was an easier tactic, but that's literally just be thoughtful with your posts and be nice. And I think people will follow you. Yeah, so I have a background in health supplement formulations as well as medical device inventions. So I actually have 3 separate patents, and that's what a lot of my health company does on a day-to-day basis.
Cool. Shark Tank?
So Shark Tank, it's funny, I've had so many people across my career ask about Shark Tank. So first of all, I want to say that one of the nice things about our companies is we were so well planned and profitable from the start that we haven't had to take on an investor like Shark Tank. So I would say this first, before I go into Shark Tank. If you're an entrepreneur and you can potentially bootstrap it on your own and make it on your own without outside funding, I fully think that's the way you should go. At least until you realize you really need funding to expand to a much higher level. Because when people take money too soon, a lot of times they have to give up part of what their vision is, and they're not mature enough as a company to really take on an investor. Now, Shark Tank is highly entertaining. I would have to say, out of all the different people on Shark Tank, though, I'd probably work with Mark Cuban, just because he has a wide range of different deals that he's done, and he's been highly successful in lots of different market segments. So when you have someone that has that much reach into different markets and has that much resource behind him, you're immediately brought into a world that you weren't in before you met him. So because he has the most resources and because he has the most reach and diverse portfolio of companies, I think he would probably be the smartest play from a business partner standpoint.
Not Mr. Wonderful.
Not Mr. Wonderful. I get where Mr. Wonderful comes from because he's about the royalty deal, but
He
yeah.
is wonderful.
So Fusion Flicks, for me, Fusion Flicks is kind of my baby. It's a way to get into ownership of entertainment. And what I did is I've seen so many independent productions locally that don't have a clear business direction. They don't really know where they're going from a business standpoint. They're highly creative. They produce great work, but they don't know where it's going to go and who's going to see it. And to me, from a business standpoint, that's a problem, because if I make the best movie in the world, best movie that's ever been made, best acting, best directing, best cinematography, and 4 people see it, what did you actually accomplish? Right? So we're in a weird industry where success monetarily is equal to your success as a performer, because you want people to see your work. If you want to touch someone with a movie and you want to move someone with your message, you have to put it into a venue where people see it. So Fusion Flicks is an original content provider. So what I did is I went and I researched from my background in health and owning supplement companies and big health networks. I researched how original content affects big media networks that don't have their own original content. And what I realized was, sure, Amazon has their original content, and Netflix obviously has their network of content. But how about huge blogs and big websites that have lots of members and lots of viewers? Wouldn't they like to provide value to their membership and provide them something original that's theirs? And that's what Fusion Flicks does. Now, along the way, we've also gained distribution directly onto the international Amazon platform. So all of our films and TV series will be available on Amazon, which is what we're in pre-production now. We already have a short film called Guardian, which is on there now. And we also know that the leverage of viewers, so people actually watching our content, gives us more ammunition when we walk into a big studio like Amazon or like Netflix to pitch, because we're honest with ourselves that I think I do great on screen, but I'm not an A-list actor. And other people we work with are great, but they're not A-list. We're not people that are going to sell out movie theaters based on our name yet. So without that, you need to have other leverage points. So when we walk into those meetings with those studios and we have millions of viewers built in through these networks, now we have a following. So our name doesn't matter as much, and by them airing our content or distributing it on their platforms, they will turn us into the names we need to be for the next step. So really, it's learning how to play the game of producing and learning exactly, if you're a studio head, what you want to hear from me to buy my project or to work with us on a bigger project moving forward. And that at the end of the day, entertainment comes down to viewers. If you have people watching you, people care. If they're not watching you, they don't care. And that's the only thing from a production standpoint you really have to worry about. So what we did was figure out how we can get the most people watching us without having the big draws of a normal major studio. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so the project we have right now in pre-production is called Profile. It's right now, the story is about 6 hours long, and don't worry, we're not going to make you sit through a 6-hour movie. Yeah, we're doing it in 22-minute blocks, so it's going to be done like a 30-minute television series. And we're filming the first part right in Gwinnett. So it's most of the initial story takes place in a federal prison. So we're using Gwinnett County Jail that looks very federal. They're giving us unbelievable access. So for an independent project, you're going to see shots and backdrops in a location like you would see in a major Hollywood production. So that's what we're excited about, because we're investing money into the productions that we're putting out there, and our whole focus is that if we shoot it at 22 minutes at a time, we want to give the viewer 22 minutes of cinema, meaning no corners cut, 22 minutes of, wow, that's just like I walked into the movie theater and watched it, or wow, that's just like I turned on Netflix and watched it. That's the level of quality that we're going for. So we're looking, at location, we're looking at even background actors, everything to build the world around the stories that we're telling, because that's what we've deduced where a lot of independent films and TV series fail, is they fail to build the world around the characters, because that honestly is what usually costs the most money, is really good locations and getting enough people to fill a space so you feel like, yeah, they're really in a restaurant, or they're really in a bar, or they're really in a park, so that's what we're focused on. And we have some amazing projects that are coming out. If you go to fusionflix.org, you will see all of our pre-production projects now, but we're going to be filled all throughout the next year.